Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Dina Felice.
And I'm Donna Dill.
It's your girl, Deanna, better known as the Real Brick House Body on Instagram.
And we are the Triple D's.
D's.
So today our topic will be
We're going to talk about relationships. Now, family, if you're in a relationship and one person is materialistic, do you think the relationship would survive? What you ladies think?
well, did they know this person was materialistic before they met? That's a question you need to ask if you guys excuse my lips. Okay, so I have a situation with my retainers in my mouth. Okay, so just excuse that. But if they knew the person they were had materialistic qualities about them, once they get into it, they shouldn't complain.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree as well. You know, I had someone in our DMs wanted us to talk about, that topic. So I said that, we will talk about it. But I don't think the relationship will survive if one person is, materialistic. Because they would be buying things and you guys will continue to be in debt, and that other person is buying things that they don't need to satisfy someone else that they don't even like.
I'm kind of in the middle.
What makes you in the middle?
On one hand, like Dina already asked, does that person know that this person likes materialistic things? Yes or no? Okay. If not, when you see that, you get out. I mean, you don't have to stay in it if that's not something you like. And thirdly, I don't think that they would go broke just because the person likes materialistic things, because I don't think that person's going to be messing with someone that doesn't have money
Right.
to help supply those materialistic things. So therefore, I don't think that it would go that far, because that materialistic person is going to be drawn toward people that have money, and they're not sweating the small stuff. They're not going to go broke by buying you a bag or some shoes or whatever.
Exactly.
So, but will it work? Not if the person didn't know or they're not okay with it. If they're okay with it, it's going to work, and they have the money, then it's fine. But, I mean, you can't be wamboozled, because back to what Dina said.
Right.
You wasn't paying attention?
Right. That's why it's important to pay attention. Ask questions. Questions is key. You guys talk about what's important to you guys about a relationship. And to me, it's important to be yourself. Don't be that representative. Be yourself. Communication is the key. I'll always say that.
It's important to be yourself, but let's be real. When people get into a relationship, not even before they get into a relationship, you always meet someone's representative first, because they're putting their best self forward.
Because you're representing yourself.
Right.
I mean,
and a lot of times, you don't find out who a person really is until a couple months down the line.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer, if they're good enough to keep up the falsification of who they are, then you might feel bamboozled.
And we are all too grown and too smart to be bamboozled. I mean, I think once, twice, but 3 times, like, come on, you should have picked up the hints. I mean, and anything after that you must like, because you're blindsided to it. I mean,
But like Donna said, if it was a situation where maybe he started out, they have money, and now business have slowed down, and you continue the same spending habits,
you can't go broke then.
Yes, then you're putting your family in debt.
Right.
And that will be selfish.
Yes, very selfish.
For the materialistic person to still want to have those things when they know the situation. Absolutely.
Right. So that will be an issue. That brings me to something else.
What?
Would you guys attend a wedding that you did not approve of the couple?
No, for why? For why?
Right.
If you had an issue with them, so you would not attend.
Why? If I'm not going to be there with a
Right.
good heart and to support their union, I have no business there.
Right.
And if I don't support it and I'm going there with malice of what? What am I thinking? I'm trying to ruin their day? Just
Okay,
might as well
so
not go.
even if it was like a close friend of yours, you still would not go.
No, I wouldn't go.
If I didn't approve of the union,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So you still would. I agree. I wouldn't want anyone at my wedding anyway that I felt like they didn't approve.
got a problem with
Our
your wedding.
union.
The
I don't even want
energy.
you to come
Yeah,
and
the
bring that
energy.
energy there.
Yeah,
Right.
the energy would be so negative. No,
No, even
I
if
hate
it
to say
was a
that,
good
but I
friend, I
wouldn't.
just
and my good friend would understand. She would know, and she would
She
understand.
wouldn't want to be there because she is a good friend.
Yes,
Right.
she would be understanding.
Because I don't approve
the
of this,
situation.
but I mean, if you want me there to support you, that's different. I will be there. I'm gonna shut up and support you. I mean, this is what you choose, and really, as a good friend, that's what a friend will do.
Right.
They're gonna put past whatever they feel about her fiance, unless it's like something crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
he's
abusive situation.
Yeah, right. He hits you. He's verbally abusive. He's whatever. He's a thief. He robs banks. I don't know.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we want the best for our friend.
right.
And if your friend feels like he treats her like she wants to be treated, a queen, and this is her king that she wants to marry, who am I to say?
Yes.
I'm going to be there for you, but at the same time, if I warned you and you still going to marry him, don't come crying on my shoulder too soon. I might get you in a little bit, but don't come crying too soon if you start acting up, because I was a friend and told you.
Well, that's usually what happens. I think, I'm not a parent yet, but I feel like parents go through that all the time.
Yeah.
When their child marries someone or is with someone, they already see kind of the white writings on the wall. But do we listen? We do what we want to do.
Yes.
But you want your parent to
Still.
be at your union, at your wedding.
You
Even
do.
though, and they're going to, most likely my mom will put her feelings aside. She's not going to like it though.
For that
You
day.
know what? That's
For
different.
that day.
That's parents.
She'll put her
Your
feelings aside
parents,
for that day.
regardless. I think your parents, regardless, should be there, no matter what. Period. We're talking about friends.
Yeah.
Girlfriends, guy friends. Your parents should be there to support regardless. That's just my feelings.
And a really close friend too. I mean, because we can't make choices for other people. So we all live and learn, and just because myself or my friend may be making a decision that someone else might not see good for me or my friend, doesn't mean that we're wrong for making those decisions, because we are all entitled to make our own mistakes. And you're not gonna be my friend because I'm making a mistake. Like, okay.
Right.
Like, live life and let live.
Right. The only thing, like you said, if it was a situation and I know my friend is in an abusive
gonna get
situation
hurt.
and she's going to get hurt, then she probably ain't going to like what I'm going to say, But at the end of the day,
pass me that,
I
please?
will not,
Sorry, YouTube. We like to drink on YouTube. We got mimosas going on, okay? So continue, my
Right.
bad.
What was I going to say? But at the end of the day, I could not support it either, because if I know someone's beating her ass,
Yeah, that's what you're saying, yeah.
yeah, I would,
Friend. You're
can't
gonna be
do
saying
it.
friend.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Friend.
I can't do it.
I am not sponsoring anyone, am I?
Yeah, no.
Great.
I was about to say around until we get sponsored.
Right. It's mimosa morning. We're having girl talk and, enjoying life. That's what it's about.
Right. Enjoying life in the morning, but I think, what made me pose that question? I think I saw it on, I was on Instagram, and some people were talking about it. So I thought that would be a good question to ask, because I've never heard anybody at a wedding, stand up and say, I don't agree.
Unless
I'm
it
sure
was
it's
like a
happened.
mother or father, I guess.
Right.
That I
They
can
be the ones.
I would think that would be so embarrassing.
Right. Wow.
But it happens.
I couldn't imagine. I could not
happens.
imagine.
Like my friend, if it's my friend, I want them to be happy, and if this person makes them happy for the time being, like, girl, go ahead, be happy, but I will not be at your wedding because you had a black eye last week.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to support something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to be MIA and love you from a distance,
Right.
And keep that watchful eye on that person, too, because if my friend get hit one more again, it's going to be a problem. She not going to call the law, but I'm going to call them.
Exactly.
That part, and they gonna get, and then when that happens, when people that are in abusive situations, usually they'll get mad at you
Right.
For butting in.
or being that person. They're gonna get mad at you.
Right. But you want to do what's right, because if you don't do it and something does happen, you're gonna live with it for the rest of your life. So you don't want that unnecessary guilt.
And or they'll be looking at you too. Either you'll be
Exactly.
feeling guilty in your own, your own feelings and how you feel about the situation, or they'll be like, "Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that?" Like, because I didn't want you to get upset with me and start getting,
Right.
But then sometimes that's not a good enough reason. Sometimes we have to step in. Now, again,
When it's that serious, yeah.
when it's that serious.
Right.
If not,
Yeah.
do you? I'm gonna let you make your mistakes like I've made mine, and I continue to make.
Right. And to just be there for me
Right.
when I need you.
Right.
That's all.
But
With
then
no judgment.
again, I'm gonna
Yeah,
get tired
exactly.
of hearing you didn't already came to me with this. When are you gonna learn? I don't want to hear it no more.
Right.
What if it's
If you're not gonna do
is it
nothing-
that situation where, like, would say you had a friend and she's in that kind of situation, you told her over and over again, and she decided to marry this man, you gonna go? We not going?
No.
I don't think I
like
could
him.
either.
I don't like him.
That's a sad story.
Yeah.
Especially when it's your girl.
Yeah.
When it's your good friend.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna like me. So it's probably best for me not to be there.
Right.
If I don't, because I'm gonna, most likely you're gonna see it on my face the whole time, because it's hard for me to hide my
Facial
inner
expression.
feelings. They come out on my face,
And
and I'm gonna
Mine
have
too.
that face on like.
look, look, this is the beginning of the end. No,
Right.
Nah.
Right.
And it's unnecessary stress. And if you care about that person, it's going to affect you as
That's
well.
yeah.
That is so true. And you don't need that. Everyone is grown. But that's just a sad situation.
Well-
No one should ever, go through the domestic violence and just
Absolutely not.
all of it.
Male or female.
So what you guys think out there? Drop some questions down. If you, want us to talk about something, you have a question about what we're talking about now, let us know, because we want to know.
We need the thing about, we all go through things in our
Right.
past relationships, right? That is not the greatest situation, but we all learn from them and grow from them, correct?
Right.
Hopefully.
But what I learned is
Hopefully.
from friends or family members or whatever, if you have it don't have to be as bad as a domestic situation, but if you have someone in your family or friend that y'all going through issues within your relationship, and then you always going back and telling your parents or your friends, and then you decide to get back with your person, then you get mad at your friend or your cousin for not liking them. Right? You can't expect,
That's
don't come and say nothing
That
until,
happens.
if you know you're going to be back with
It's
them.
like a trickle effect.
Yeah.
A trickle effect.
I've learned that I'm not going to tell my mama anything, because if we going to get back together, it's no need for me to tell her,
Yeah.
because she's never going to like you.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Right.
After.
It's a rap.com.
Don't bring him by for Christmas, no holidays.
I don't want to know. don't want to see them.
But that's just a sad situation, for parents, grandkids
Mm-hmm.
coming, family. Because family, at the end of the day, family is everything. And just to have that awkward, ness at family gatherings and stuff like that, and in the back of your
Or
mind.
absences
Yes,
of people that don't want to come because of
yes.
Right.
so-and-so's not invited, I'm not going,
Yes. That's and that happens around the world.
It does.
So many
But what do you do?
broken
It's like,
families.
what do you do as a friend or a loved one? How do you, unless it is, like we said, an absolute situation where their life is in danger, how do you sit back and watch it when you care about someone, whether that be that person is just not treating them well, they're not laying hands
Right.
on them, they may be a little verbally abusive, or they may not do this or that.
But you know what? That's the worst kind of abuse.
Verbal?
Yes.
True.
That's the worst
Because
kind
you
of
don't
abuse.
have physical scars on you.
Right. It messes with your
Psyche.
your
Yes.
self-esteem. Your esteem is low. You could be the most gorgeous woman in the world and have the lowest self-esteem. That's just not healthy at all. But that's how that person wants you to be your other half.
Yeah, so I don't mean to
that's-
downplay
right.
verbal abuse. Abuse is abuse is abuse
Right.
is abuse.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, how do you stay out of something that you want to save your friend or family loved one from, that they're not necessarily seeing right now? Do you, or do you just kind of cringe and watch from the sideline as they go through?
I can't. I can't. This is what's
Or
personally.
do you say something? Or do you not?
Well, personally, what I would do is I'll talk to my friend a few times, just talk to her, give her some pointers of things I've seen on Oprah and women. Women that's going through
Ayala fix my life.
Ayala fix my life. No, girl, go to the police, get a police report,
All
take
of it.
pictures, write down the time and date he did this and this and that, and things that I've seen that that works. And if it keeps, if I see she's putting forth some action, that means she really wants to get out of it. And it's hard when
Sometimes it is.
sometimes, but it's even worse. It's harder when
You have
a
children.
woman has children.
You have children
Right.
involved.
And she's depending on her husband. That's horrible.
Right. So this is why homes for battered women and children are important, because
Right.
many times they have to leave and go to a home because they have no money or family
to
Right.
turn
and
to.
they don't want nothing to come back, because abusers are smart. They're smart, and
They're the greatest manipulators. Real time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Smart in that way.
smart in that way.
They
Manipulation.
know how to manipulate that.
But when your mind is weak,
Right.
it's your mental.
Right.
A lot of women have the physical capabilities of getting up and leaving, but their mental keeps them there.
Are
Right.
taking them backwards.
Mm-hmm. You
know,
have to work
after
on
they've
your
gone,
mind.
then they go back because he said, "I'm sorry," or
Right.
Brought her
I won't-
presents
And then
and
her self-esteem is so low because he's constantly telling her, "No one wants you but
Right.
me."
Mm.
look at you
And
guys.
she starts. Her self-esteem is so low, and she starts to believe
right.
that no one
Yes.
wants her but him.
Right.
So she tolerates and goes through all this stuff. And then it's just, unfortunately, the children see the abuse. So if a child is in a household and he or she constantly is seeing the abuse, they
That's
grow up
never good.
thinking that this is life and this is how it's
This is how
supposed
it's
to be.
supposed to
And no, that's not how it's supposed to
then
be.
you have the
Yes.
next generation.
Exactly.
You have to do, if anything, like, I don't believe that saying when people stay in relationships or marriages because of the kids. You're doing your children a disservice
Yes.
by seeing that dysfunctional behavior in the household.
Yeah,
I've heard people say
lived
that so much.
I've lived that and had to do that, and no, I did not stay because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go.
Right.
Kids are still young. It was hard, but at
Right.
the same time, I have to be happy as well. And like you said, if the household isn't healthy, then the children are not going to be, mentally and psychologically healthy, because they're going to be going through the home torture of mom and dad arguing and fussing.
Right.
And,
Right.
sometimes you just have to just put your big girl or big guy undies and panties on and get out.
Right, most definitely.
I think that goes back to your own childhood, because a lot of people, when they don't have a parent or father or something, they want that for their children.
Okay.
So they'll stay
And
in a
tolerate.
situation and tolerate it because they want that, but not even thinking you're doing them a disservice by continuing to stay here. I'm not a parent yet, but that's what I think.
Hint, hint. That's the second time you said
I
that.
know.
You trying to tell YouTube? You trying to tell us something? She trying to tell us something
I'm just saying,
Right, Donna?
I'm just speaking that that's my take on it. That's my take on it. So I believe, you have to work on your mental.
Yeah.
And because, man,
Yes.
your brain is something else. Ooh, it could play all type of tricks on you.
So just be careful. Prayer is everything.
Man.
As well,
But prayer without no works is dead. So you got to get up and do something.
Right. That's real.
You got to get up and move, get up and do something. And that's why in a couple weeks, Donna and I were going to be doing something for battered women in the shelter. Yes.
Oh, y'all didn't tell me that.
Yeah, so
That's
we're
nice.
saying that now. We just found out the other day.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
So this is why I love that type of work.
Absolutely.
It's so fulfilling.
Rewarding, and you just, giving back.
Giving back and helping, because you don't know what someone is going through.
Right.
These girls out here, sometimes I see them and they just don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Don't have a clue. And that's when the prostitution and all that bad stuff starts happening. Because they don't have no family, no responsibility. And then they're vulnerable. And then they get with these pimp guys. That's controlling their minds. And, that just needs to stop.
Right. And you know what? With that going into, I saw something on Netflix. Oh, I was crying going to work. I was crying.
Going to work.
Trafficking in the United States.
Oh, that's the name of
Sex trafficking.
Uh-huh.
Sex trafficking. Sex trafficking in the United States is one of the biggest institutions that makes more money than Walmart, makes more money than
Right.
Amazon, these huge corporations.
Right.
And these are modern day slaves
Basically.
at this time, and it's the saddest thing ever, because it's so easily, you don't even think about it until you think about it if it happens to someone close to you, but it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Right.
Anybody. And it's so easy to get caught in these situations that you can be trafficked. It's sad.
And sold. Trafficking sold.
Sold.
Because they make you, the person that approaches you makes you feel like you are loved, you are wanted. Let me help you get out of this financial situation that you're in, yada, 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 yada. And they're young, so their minds can be manipulated very easily.
Right.
You got some older ones too. But
Yeah,
I'm
there's
saying,
some older ones that can
but I'm just,
be that's also saying that's kind of the same thing what people were saying about the R. Kelly situation.
girl,
with
why
the
haven't we
older-
talked about that?
With the older women, they was
That's
giving
crazy.
the younger
That's
girls a pass, right? But the
Right.
women that was 35 and 30 in their mid-30s, it's like, girl, what in the world were you
But see,
thinking?
it was R. Kelly. This is no
Exactly.
regular
It does
Joe.
not
This is the
matter.
Pied Piper.
Yeah.
So in their minds, they were more open to believe anything that came out of that man's mouth.
It was infatuation.
That too.
Infatuation.
Yeah, starstruck. We can put all kinds of labels on it, but that's what happened to them. All of it, really.
It's just like,
But when he got to talking to pissing on y'all, that's when y'all should have jumped ship. Okay, I'm just saying.
but the
Give it
way
there.
I've read, you know, some of the books by some of the ladies that were in that situation, and I'm just trying to figure out, because it's almost like a sex trafficking situation. He had,
like the Weinsteins,
right?
Yeah.
It's the same type of, you know, they in this big old giant compound in this house, and they're controlled. Everything they do is controlled, and they don't hear from their family, and you know, family got to do wellness checks by the police, the wellness checks, just to see if their loved one is okay.
Because they're isolated by their family.
And I'm thinking, this mess, and the crazy part to me about the whole situation, you know, whole families going to an R. Kelly concert. Why? Why? He's not a concert you take your daughter
No.
to.
Under 18?
Is it me? But I think that's weird.
Right.
Do you guys think he's gonna ever get out?
Ooh.
No, he don't need to.
Yeah.
He really doesn't.
He don't need to.
I would just love to be a fly on the wall in there right about now, just to see what he's going through.
He going through it. I follow this channel that always keeps you up to date on what's going
Bill Cosby.
on.
Like, what happened to y'all?
I think, you know,
The hell? Why y'all drugging people, tricking women, doing all that just to get the cat?
the Bill
the pie?
Cosby thing was really
What's really
sad.
good?
It's really
I did-
unfortunate.
Yeah, that kind of did something to me, because it's like the putting men on
Yeah.
the Bill.
And he
Not
always,
Bill.
he always was like positive, you know,
Weren't
go
you like
to
that
college.
at first? Like,
all
not
the
Bill.
time.
Huh?
All the time, yes.
Go to college,
Yes,
and you know,
And he
don't
gave so much money.
right. Don't call women bitches, and
Right.
talking about rap. I mean, he's always been that
An advocate.
an advocate
for women.
and then
Front.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
knowing what
Up
he
front.
has done.
He was living with demons. He had demons. I mean, to do that, to drug several, not just one, two,
For
no exception,
what?
just several women.
You're Bill Cosby. You
Several.
get it. If
For
you
He had the fame, the money,
You might not have been the looker, but
the
you didn't
image
have to
he
be.
had.
Because you had all that
everything.
other stuff. So why? Why drug him? I'm
I
baffled
saw
by that.
also a
'Cause he wanted
documentary
to be
on that
fully
also.
in control.
Right. It's about control. It has,
True.
It's about control.
True.
It has to be in control, because otherwise, why? And his wife,
She says nothing.
she says nothing.
Right.
You think she knew all these years?
She knew something, but she didn't want to leave. She knew. I think she.
I can't even get past him to try to figure out her issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out why this man felt the
Lifestyle.
need to drug
That's what
people.
she said.
That is unnecessary. It's absolutely unnecessary for anyone to do, especially
That's a
someone with
sickness.
power and money. Most women are just like the little R. Kelly girls. They're gonna go, yeah.
Yeah.
And they think,
Throw 'em at
it's
you.
just so sad. Just imagine how their parents feel. Just watching it, saying, you know, this is my man, and I'm this and I'm that. I would be
Yeah, that's
so
all of our men.
heartbroken.
He has,
If
All
that was
of
my
our
baby.
men.
and not
That's
only
so
that,
sad.
he has had power in the industry for years. They kept quiet about it because he was able to pay people off. You know, I think I heard Wendy Williams say when she was on her doing her radio show back in the early 90s, she was actually talking about it back then.
I'm
And she
sure.
said his people called her people,
Uh-oh.
threatened to sue her. Like, shut up.
What?
Talking too much.
Zip it, lady.
Right.
Talking too much.
Right.
Zip
right.
And that's how
That's
it's been,
so-
because he had so much power.
His behind should have been in jail. Now,
Right.
Bill Cosby was like a who, a what? But we had a clue and an inkling about R. Kelly long time ago, but we
Yeah.
just pushed it to the back.
But it's just,
You know?
Yeah.
but it's just not them. It's a lot of that going on. The men, they're not getting caught, but it's coming out. It's coming out eventually. It's going to be
This
more.
whole Me Too thing, this
Yes,
whole, it's
the
a lot
whole
of
Me
stuff
Too
is coming
thing
out. Seriously.
is coming out, and it's real. It's not just the Cosbys and the R. Kellys. It's
It's a lot of people in the industry.
Because you had an experience before.
I've had many experiences before, more than
in the industry, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last time we had all three of us had a business event in downtown LA, he actually walked past me and didn't even recognize who I was.
Yeah.
I recognized him, but he didn't recognize me because he's done it so much.
Right.
So, yeah, it happens every day in the industry, but I've worked on myself so much that I saw him that it didn't affect me like that. But inside, I was just like, ugh.
I'm sure. I could not even imagine.
You know, nameless people in the industry. Nameless. But that will be a whole nother video. So we can't dive too much into that.
Another show.
Because I could talk for hours about that one subject right there.
That will be another show.
Stay
tuned.
Another show.
Yes.
But we're running up on time right now, so we have 31 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and end this episode. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Like she said, like, comment, and subscribe.
I know we were kind of all over the place, but you know, we had to do that. We had to just spread it out a little bit. Next time we'll try to stick to one topic, so that brings me to, if you all have a topic that you would like us to discuss, please, we love your input.
Exactly.
Leave it in the comments.
Just like before, one of the subscribers had that question about materialistic. If you have anything you want to talk about, just let us know. We're open,
Let us know how we're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, as the time goes on,
it'll get better.
It's gonna get better. Yes. So, also, follow us on all our social media accounts. It's gonna be at the bottom of the screen.
Absolutely. Yes. And we appreciate you guys. We love you for subscribing. And man, I just can't express that enough. Can y'all?
Yeah, I appreciate all the subscriptions.
Yes, I do.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
y'all rock.
Much. Yes, you do.
We thoroughly appreciate you. But until next time, I am Dina Felice.
And I am Donna Dill.
It's your girl Deanna, also known as the Real